Hey guys, Ryan here for Bender Wins. Hope everyone's doing well today. Here with your daily free picks. All right, guys, so a couple free plays for you guys today in hoops. Also, we have in Masterclass 4 hockey plays, 5 additional basketball plays, and 1 college football play as well. Before I get into that, really quick recap of yesterday. We finished 2-1 in free picks. Detroit Montreal got a fairly easy win despite the fact they scored 2.5 minutes into the game. Anytime you have an under in hockey and they score 2.5 minutes in the game, it's not good. But we held on yesterday, got actually a fairly easy win in that game despite the early goal. Eastern Michigan and Toledo, we had them over 53.5. They almost doubled it. They got over 100 points in yesterday's game. So that game was about as little a sweat as you could possibly have on a game because they were pretty much there at halftime. So, when you cover the spread by halftime, good pick. Calgary yesterday, we took a shot. We took Calgary -1.5, plus 170, and Calgary absolutely dominated the game. Unfortunately, that did not show up on the scoreboard. Couldn't score breakaways, hit goalposts, power plays, outshot them dramatically. But that's the game of hockey sometimes, and unfortunately that seems to have been the theme early in the season when we outshoot teams. But it is what it is. I mean, look, I think if we play that game over 10 times, you're going to win that puck line quite a few times in that game. Obviously, you want your team to come out and blow the other team out, 4-1, 3-0, 5-1, something like that. But even just taking a 1-goal lead late, you're still looking at an opportunity for an empty netter as well. Calgary couldn't even do that. But they had so many scoring chances in the game. So disappointing to say the least. But we finished 2-1 in free picks. Masterclass overall for the day. We had a couple games blow up late on us, and we ended up losing 0.3 units. So it was a losing day. We lost 0.3 units, and right at the very end as well. But we had some teams disintegrate on us. So disappointing, but it is what it is. We had the New York Rangers up 2-0 in the third period, and they gave up 3 straight goals and lost that one. We had Dallas yesterday, who managed to come back. So first we had Minnesota. Minnesota is up, I think 4-1. I think 4-1. Ottawa came back, tied it up. Thank God Minnesota won in overtime. We had the Rangers up 2-0. Well, they end up losing that game on 3 straight goals. But we had Dallas. We're down 2 goals, and we managed to come back. So I think, okay, well, you know what? This will even things up a little bit. Then we lost that game in overtime. So what can you do, right? Anyways, we had a winning day in NBA. Long story short, I mean, it's pretty much a break-even day. 0.3 units we lost. We had correlating plays. We had San Jose Sharks, and we had the over in that game. The over for some plus money. So if you sprinkle the parlay on that one, you actually had a small winning day. That's why I was looking at this morning. I'm like, why am I up? But anyways, tiny amount. Like 0.04 units, something like that. Anyways, on to today. Like I said, a couple basketball plays for you guys. Masterclass, we have 4 hockey plays, 5 additional basketball plays, and a college football play as well. I almost said college basketball. It's been on my mind. I've been going through systems the last couple days. I'm very, very excited for the start of college basketball, as I'm sure many, many people are out there. But right now, focus on what we got. If you're interested in Masterclass, benderwins.com, guys. It is $99 a month. Gets you my full card every single day. Plus, all the Masterclass educational videos. There are 15 of them right now. My last video I did, I think it's got to be a fan favorite. I did it on live betting. I gave my secret to live betting. And I've been getting lots of messages and pictures of tickets and stuff saying, look, say yes. And you know what? People got it right away. It Very, very good stuff. So anyways, benderwins.com if you're interested. Let's get into today. Couple basketball plays here. We are going to start off first going with the LA Clippers -1. So we're going to take Clippers -1 for 1 unit. Nice contrarian play. They have swung over. They were a small dog. They've swung over to a favorite, but still they're not getting a lot of love and respect in the money line in terms of percentage of money bet on them. But I think that they're clearly the team in this game. Again, there is some steam and reverse line moves on them, so we'll be happy to take Clippers -1 in this game. Would have liked to get them as a +1 dog, +1.5 dog, but I'm still happy to take them as a -1 favorite. Next, we are going to go with Charlotte +5.5. So Charlotte +5.5. Definitely a reverse line. Okay, so this is the kind of stuff that you really want to look for. Okay. Oh, nope, I lied. They're now +6. All right, so they're +6. Let me just check. Let me check this line movement here. Okay, so yeah, they're +6. But if we look at the line here, we got injury. That was earlier. Okay, I just want to make sure nothing fundamental has changed here. So we've seen half a point of movement back to pretty much where it opened. Every book now, it looks like, is back at 6. Okay, so totally good with that, guys. Now, if we look at the money distribution here, 22% of bets, sorry, now it is 23. 23% of bets, 31% of money. This is how we cap on the fly. Currently, 23% of bets, 31% of money. So it's a nice contrarian money distribution, guys. And NBA, look, ever since we changed gears on the NBA and we say, okay, you know what, we're gonna bet specific games, specific ways. I think we're 16 wins, 6 losses so far. So I like this game, A, because it's contrarian, B, because, obviously with that money distribution, it does show that there's some sharp money on Charlotte in this particular game. We avoid situations like what happened in the New Orleans game yesterday. So yesterday, guys, little bit of back and forth discussion as to the validity of, what happened in yesterday's New Orleans game. So we had New Orleans in Masterclass. We had them +11.5. They were up like 20 some points. Anyways, complete and total meltdown in the fourth quarter, which that happens in basketball. So, it's not like, oh, they melted down, so the game's rigged or whatever. No. But New Orleans is down 10 points, 18 seconds to go. So the game's over. Phoenix has possession and they foul with down 10, 18 seconds left to go. So now you just dribble the ball out and that's game. But instead, no, they foul, gives Phoenix 2 free throws, and Phoenix hits them both. But at the time, I was a little confused as to why that happened. I was not confused because of them trying to come back and win or anything, because that makes no sense. I was confused because, I'm under the impression that, the NBA is, for lack of a better term, fixed, but at least, some games are set up. And I know when I bet New Orleans, they were a pretty heavy dog, or they were pretty heavy, Phoenix was getting all the money. So it's it makes no sense why they would do that, why the NBA would do that. So I went and I looked at it, and it turns out after we bet it, New Orleans got a ton of steam coming in. They actually bet the line from 11.5 all the way down to 10. I wasn't really paying attention to that. But when I bet it, there was 30% of the money on it. It ended up being 47% of bets, 62% of money. So there's now 62% of money on New Orleans, this underdog. And, it's funny, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, that's why they fell. But anyways, how this pertains to Charlotte. You either believe what I'm saying or you don't. As soon as we change gears, we're 16 wins, 6 losses. Too short a sample size to say anything. We'll see what happens at the end of the season. But there's so much fishy stuff going on in the NBA that wasn't there a couple years ago. It wasn't. And it is now. Ever since COVID, it's changed gears. Ever since Vegas, Vegas decided that, the NBA could get a percentage of profits. Hence their agreement with the NBA. Things have changed. And that's why, we got to be careful with money distribution, guys. I really, there's certain games where I don't think it matters as much. I really think it depends a lot on the amount of tickets and popularity of game and, prime time, televised games, that kind of stuff. I don't know. I can't say that, every single game is fixed. Absolutely not. And is every single game going to win, when there's only 30% of money? No, absolutely not. But it seems like a good enough percentages. So anyways, money distribution matters. Again, we had a discussion yesterday on the Facebook group, very nice, open discussion. I had no doubt in my mind that New Orleans game was fixed, rigged, whatever you want to call it at the end. And look, two games in a row, I won. Okay. And I said the only reason we won those games was because they were fixed. That was the Houston game, not yesterday's Houston game, which we won that. Surprise, surprise, we won that. There was 29% of money on Houston. But there was another game a couple days before that. And I came straight out and said, guys, look at the foul at the end of the game. There's a turnover and a foul. We needed a turnover and a foul basically to win the game. And that's exactly what we got. And I said, guys, right down to exactly what we needed. There it was. So I'm not coming out here complaining because we lost the game on New Orleans. No, absolutely not. I came straight out and said the two games that we won, back-to-back games, boom, boom, we won two games. Both of those guys required the exact right thing to happen at the end of the game. And it happened. So again, does it upset me that the NBA is doing this? From a fundamental standpoint, from a standpoint to think that, potentially people are being ripped off here. Yeah, that bothers me. But from a capping standpoint, no, it doesn't bother me because what do I always say to you guys? You got to adapt, okay? The second that you're stagnant, the second that you just go status quo, that's when Vegas gets the upper hand on you. So we adapt, okay? We change the way we approach the games. And I'd say that so far, 16-6, pretty good. Are we going to continue with that clip? Unlikely. Almost certainly not. If we do, then, thank you NBA for being the most corrupt league in sports. But anyways, I think that we'll continue to hear more and more about stuff. You got, a topic for another day, but you got multiple NFL players coming out now saying that NFL's fixed. So, who knows? Who knows? I prefer to think the best of my beloved NFL. I've seen too much in basketball to believe anything other than the fact that it's fixed, but, we'll talk about that another day, right? All right, guys, that's it for us today. Thank you for joining us on Conspiracy Corner. No, that's it, guys. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, guys. If you're interested in Masterclass, benderwins.com, $99 a month. We got some more hockey. We got some more basketball for you guys and a little bit of football. Okay, that's it for us today, guys. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And as always, guys, have a very lucky day and bye for now.